December is over. We're in January. You know what that means. It's time I shared with you guys my monthly Fast 5. This is a series I've been doing for about a year now, maybe over a year, I can't remember, where I essentially just give a quick and dirty rundown of 5 products that I've been testing out over the past month, or maybe a little bit longer than a month. So those of you who watch my vlogs, I need to update you with regards to the Medicube Collagen Wrapping Mask. Remember, I got really excited when I found out that I got this in the advent calendars. That was like one of the first things I wanted to try out. This is a mask that claims to offer deep hydration, and it's an overnight mask, meaning you put it on as like the last step of your nighttime skincare routine. Definitely the last step, I should say. It's meant to be worn overnight because it's meant to really lock in hydration, minimize transepidermal water loss. What does it have in it? It's got glycerin, niacinamide, ceramides. These are moisturizing, soothing ingredients that support the needs of the skin barrier. Great. It also has collagen extract in it, which is hydrating. Fragrance free, although it does have rose flower extract, but there's no aroma to this. Here's what I didn't necessarily put 2 and 2 together when I first got this and put it on, is that this is a peel off mask. So it's interesting, right? Because I remembered seeing this on TikTok of people just like peeling off what looked essentially like saran wrap.
I swear I look more and more like a crazy person on this app every single day. This is why I wrap my face in collagen. Okay, you guys, it is the next morning, and as you can see, the mask stayed on really well, except for it lifted a little bit around my nose, which is fine. I'm gonna take it off and show you guys how my skin looks underneath this. I don't know why, but this is kind of satisfying, but it's kind of gross, but it's also like collagen, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide, which is kind of cool. Okay, so here is what my skin looks like after the sleeping mask is off. This is why I'm obsessed with this product.
Once I realized that, I thought, maybe I didn't really put this on right, because I'm just getting like this kind of balling up, pilling. So I tried putting it on thicker. It does peel off, but I could never get the dramatic peel off effect that I'm seeing people on TikTok do. I don't know if they just used a lot of the product, because if you put it on thicker, it is easier to peel off the following day. Now, it does say that you can wash it off. To cut to the chase, don't waste your time. It is just very high maintenance to peel this off. It doesn't, I was not able to get it to come off in one nice sheet. It just was like these little balls that I had to constantly be picking off of my face. Never that nice sheet. I get sheets, but not like one whole sheet. Kind of irritating to peel off this stuff. Did not really find that my skin was like glowy, bouncy, dewy, hydrated. I was just mostly annoyed. And like just when I thought I got everything off, there'd be like the little rolly balls up in my hairline. This product is for special effects, and that's it. It's not actually to deliver results. It's meant to be an engaging social media content creating product, I think. Because I pointed this out on one of my vlogs, but peel off masks are not anything new. Freeman is the one who always comes to my mind when I think of peel off masks. Freeman has been doing that for years. And it's interesting because this one kind of is more focused around hydration, but when you're peeling off this film, it's kind of like a little disruptive to the barrier. So I think it can be a little irritating for some people and maybe, contribute more so to dryness than hydration. Did not work out well for me. When you put it on, it goes on really sticky. It almost feels like you're putting honey on your face, but it does dry down into a film that is not going to stick to your pillowcase or anything. But a few times when I tried this, I noticed by the time I woke up, it was already peeling off in areas, but in other areas, really stubborn to get off the skin. So in summary, no, this is a pass. I do not recommend it. There are much better hydrating overnight masks out there, specifically the Abib rice mask. Highly recommend that. Very thick, very rich, deeply hydrating. That's gonna be my go-to. All right, the next one's gonna surprise you. It's a scented body wash. Nivea Fresh blends apricot, mango, plus rice. Oh my gosh, you guys. This body wash is so good. The scent, that is amazing. It's so delicious. The most lovely apricot aroma. Now, fragrance, I don't mind in rinse-off products. If you're allergic, obviously you have to avoid. This body wash, though, is not drying. It's pretty easy to rinse off the skin. It does have rice extract, which is a moisturizing ingredient. The surfactants in this include sodium lauryl sulfate, cocamidopropyl-betaine, and cetyl glucoside, as well as some other, I believe, alkyl glucosides in the formula. The scent of this is so delicious. It smells like real apricot, real mango. You almost want to drink it. Be careful around your children because they might just want to lap this up. It kind of reminds me of mango lassi. Looks like it, smells like it. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I think it's a decent option if you have dry skin, although body wash is one of those things you kind of have to be careful with if you have dry skin because it can dry out your skin even further. If you're using too much or if you don't rinse it all off, if it gets trapped in the skin folds, it really can irritate your skin, that residue left behind. But overall, I think this is a pretty decent body wash. The smell is really the reason to buy it, provided you're not allergic to fragrance. It's just the most amazing scent. All right, y'all know who watch the vlogs at least that for longer than a month now, probably 2 months at this point, I've been using Skin 1004's light cleansing oil. I'm about halfway finished with it, and I've got to say it does what it's supposed to do as a cleansing oil, right? Y'all know I like to use a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm as the first step before I get in the shower, basically to break up the film of makeup. I think cleansing oils and balms work really well for removing mascara. And since I've implemented this technique, I really feel as though it has helped my lashes not break as readily, and they've gotten maybe a little bit longer. Now, the thing about this particular cleansing oil, it really is light. The consistency is much thinner than, say, a Hada Labo, rest in peace, cleansing oil because it was discontinued, or like the DHC cleansing oil, the Kosei Softimo. Those have a little bit of grip to them. There's a little hint of something thick in those. This is very thin, very lightweight. As a result, I think I end up using more of it. So I don't really care for it as much as some of the others, just purely from an experience perspective. I don't really feel that luxurious gliding oil massage across my face with this. Pretty lightweight. Now it does work, you know, to break up the makeup. I just find that I'm going back in for a second pump, which I rarely ever do that with cleansing oils. And it does have fragrance. So it's got bergamot oil, which is a citrus oil. Historically, it could cause a phytophotodermatitis, but in skincare products, the problematic ingredient, the furocumarin, presumably has been removed, plus you're rinsing it off here. Now it's got Centella asiatica extract. Those botanic extracts from Centella are anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It's also got olive oil, which is frequently found actually in a lot of cleansing oils, jojoba seed oil, and sunflower seed oil. It's a really thin, really lightweight. Not my favorite cleansing oil. Not bad, works well, not horrible. And I was enjoying it in the beginning, but just over time I've kind of been like, you know, this is not really my favorite cleansing oil. Maybe I'm being a little bit too picky, but with so many great options out there, it's like, I think this is not gonna be one I would repurchase. All right, I returned to my roots of Gold Bond, that is, and I repurchased one, what I would consider my Gold Bond gateway moisturizer, the Gold Bond Healing Overnight Lotion. This is just as lovely as I remember. So I wanted to bring it up again because I'm actually almost finished with this bottle. I go through a lot of moisturizer, if you didn't know that about me, and I'm almost finished with this one. This is one of the few Gold Bond moisturizers that has a scent that has fragrance. It has lavender. I haven't tried it on my face, although it is marketed to be safe for the face, but it's really nice if you are actually looking for a scented body lotion that works as far as helping to hydrate the skin and improve dry skin, but smells nice. It's not a really strong scent, like it doesn't linger on the skin. It's not like a boom boom cream where it hits you in the face from across the room. It's very light, but it's a really nice scent. This moisturizer, like most Gold Bond moisturizers, has urea. part of skin's natural moisturizing factors. That's an ingredient that helps hydrate the skin and maintain moisture content in skin's outermost layer. But it also has gluconolactone. It's a polyhydroxy acid that is both hydrating and gently exfoliates dry, rough skin. But one of the reasons why I went back to this is it has melatonin, which I think is the reason I originally bought it. Melatonin is an antioxidant that is not as common as other antioxidants and can help offset oxidative stress in the skin. Now, this also has niacinamide, which is commonly found in moisturizers. It's a B vitamin, good for the moisture barrier, as well as warding off against oxidative stress, and is helpful for hyperpigmentation and for redness. Love this, love it, love it, love it. I would buy it if it were fragrance-free, probably more often, because I don't really like to use scented leave-on products that much, but this one I was like, I'm gonna use it again because from what I remember it was good, and I heard rumblings that maybe it had been reformulated. It's just, if it has been, it's just as good. Is it just me? You can't go wrong with Gold Bond moisturizers. Like, they're known for their powder, right? Their foot powder, but the lotions are really where it's at. And they call themselves lotions, but they're really rich. They're really rich, like more like a cream. But that being said, they're not greasy or heavy. They have this almost like whipped texture to them. And it really is an overnight product that the following morning you're like, wow, my skin looks and feels much better. The dryness has been tackled. I'm ready for the day as far as barrier needs. Highly recommend any Gold Bond moisturizer, but this one's really good. But if you're allergic to fragrance, don't despair because they've got the Gold Bond Healing Sensitive and they have the Gold Bond Pure. Those are free of fragrance. The Gold Bond Retinol one that I love is free of fragrance. The Tight and Renew I recently finished up a while ago is fragrance free. I mean, they've got a ton of options. They've also got an eczema relief one with colloidal oatmeal. Highly recommend that if you have eczema, atopic dermatitis. Love Gold Bond. Check out my video though on my top Gold Bond moisturizers because I break it down there. So if you want to know more about the different ingredients in them, definitely watch that video. All right, and then last but not least is from e.l.f. It's the Blemish Breakthrough Acne Calming Water Cream. I reviewed this a couple of months ago and I reviewed this whole line actually, but I finished this up and wanted to update you guys. I have to tell you, this moisturizer, it flies under the radar. If you are on a budget, check this out because the price point is so good. The formula is really nice. It has 4% niacinamide, 1% salicylic acid, and tranexamic acid. So this is a great leave-on, lightweight, hydrating moisturizer that is great for people who have acne. And if your acne heals with redness or dark mark, this is a great option because tranexamic acid and niacinamide, they help with those things. Tranexamic acid, more so redness and the moisture barrier. Niacinamide, moisture barrier, redness, dark spots. These ingredients work for dark spots by kind of getting in the way of pigment transfer from melanocytes to neighboring keratinocytes. So really good in that regard. And the 1% salicylic acid can help offer some control for little breakouts, comedone formation, because it really gets down in the pore and exfoliates. It breaks up like it's kind of stuck together skin cells lining the pore that underlie comedone formation and can really help in that regard. Plus, salicylic acid is also really good for lightening hyperpigmentation. This moisturizer is fragrance-free. It has a greenish tint to it, which is really helpful for offering a little bit of color correction for facial redness. It's lightweight enough that you can use it underneath things. So it's a moisturizer that's a good option to wear during the day because you can put sunscreen on over this, no problem. This is much better than the triple acid serum they have in this line. That acid serum is fine, but this one is really good. And you know, some might argue this is a serum because it is really lightweight, but it's moisturizing, hydrating enough on its own that it can serve as a standalone facial moisturizer too. And again, if using it during the day, you can put sunscreen on over it, and sunscreen is a moisturizer, you know, so you kind of get a little bit of extra richness, if you will, if that's something that you feel you need, that this alone is not enough. At night, you can put it on and put on a richer night cream. Or one thing I have really enjoyed doing a lot and how I've mostly used it is I put it on and I'll put on on my tretinoin on over it, and then over that I'll put on that Abib barrier jelly. I really liked that stack, and you can use this alongside a topical retinoid. Be aware though that using salicylic acid along with a topical retinoid, if you're new to starting a topical retinoid, that can enhance irritation, make irritation worse for you. But if you're like me and you're accustomed to your topical retinoid, then yeah, you definitely can use salicylic acid along with it in most cases. You know, it's something you kind of have to test out for yourself. I really like this, and the price point is so good. I mean, skincare has gotten really expensive. Like a lot of the drugstore brands are honestly not cheap by any means, but e.l.f. has managed to stay strong with keeping their price points affordable and competitive. So they've got some good ones. In fact, in 2025, not in like the next month or anything, but in 2025, I might do a best of e.l.f. video. So stay tuned for more e.l.f. recs in 2025, but 2024 discovery right here that I will continue to recommend. But if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.